Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Dr. Mack.
Good afternoon, Pastor Shirley.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Mother's Board Inc. So glad you're here with us, and we have some great discussion topics today. So we'll just go right ahead. Dr. Mack, would you please do the prayer?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for all that you have done and all that you continue to do. Please give us the wisdom and the understanding and to help us to maintain our faith that all will be well and all will be done well because of you. Give us the strength and the knowledge to say things that will cause others to think about the world situation and the home situation. And these and the many blessings I ask. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Dr. Mack always has some beautifully, what is stated, prayers or petitions to God. Okay, everybody, my camera just went off, but that's okay. I'm still here, as you can hear. So, we are just so happy to be here today. There's so much we have to talk about. So, Dr. Mack, would you like to go ahead and start out, please?
Well, um, as we were saying in our prayer, there's a lot to be thankful for. I'm going to flip and go down to my questions
All right.
very quickly. Um, and my first question is one of national concern, and it has to do with the scary poll numbers that were released recently after Sunday when there was such foreign success with the beginning of the 20-point peace plan for the Middle East. But they're saying that many of the MAGA supporters and the young GOP people are not liking what is happening here at home. What, Pastor Shirley, and how much of the economy would you say has to do with that?
Oh, well, I don't know about percentage, but a big chunk.
Oh, I'll take a
A,
big chunk. I'll
a
take
big chunk.
I'll take that.
Because that's what it's about, survival, and that's it. And the economy, and that means the money, our everything that helps us to make it through this life is being affected. And it's just a sad thing, but we are, by the grace of God, doing well, and I'm thankful, Dr. Matt.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. There's no way that we can't until we get the economy straight. It won't
Hmm.
matter how many successes you have and where you have those successes. It's
Right.
here at home that things need to be right. I think
Right.
Barrett Strong years ago had a song called "I Need Money." That's what I want. That's what I need. A long time ago, elementary school. That thought just crossed my mind. But
what, what, that's it. That's
the
it.
truth is, we cannot function. And right now, there's so much uncertainty. Um, every day there are interviews being done. Well, I got this check, and I'm a lawyer, and I got this check. That was one of the interviews yesterday. Another one was, what is he? He worked out in the world, and his work depends on people bringing things in for repair. They're not
Hmm.
bringing them because they can't pay to get them out.
Hmm.
So there are markets closing, supermarkets closing, and they can't.
Hmm.
The people, the owners of the market, are saying they can't continue to stay open. Because the cost of resupplying the shelves and the like
Yes.
must go up higher than it is now. However, gas prices are coming down. But I agree with you. The economy, that is our issue.
Yes, ma'am. And then the food, it wouldn't be exaggerating to say that the cost goes up every day.
Yes,
Every day.
it's sort
It,
of funny in a way. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
the deportations have had an effect on the cost of food.
Hmm.
Didn't we think about all that before we did that?
Well, we might have.
No, I'm talking about the
I
wait.
know exactly what you're saying.
Okay. But
But when you're focused, when you're so focused and you have that tunnel, is that what they call tunnel? You just see what's,
tunnel vision.
yeah, what you're looking at, what's ahead
Yeah,
of you,
tunnel vision. That's
and
all
don't
you
worry,
can say.
don't worry about what's on the side or anything. You just have that tunnel vision, like you have blinders on, where you can only see what you're concentrating on. And so that is what's going on here. Whatever comes to mind, whether is right or wrong, is right in my mind. And so therefore I'm going to do it. Whatever the consequences are, we'll just have to deal with them. And that's what's happening.
Yeah. And I noticed that, one of the ways you used to save for food, save when buying food, you could get seasonal things. But we're
Hmm.
missing a lot of seasonal things because there's no one to go out and gather them.
Yes.
We're no longer small farms. I know we like to think we're small farm
Hmm.
America. That's
Hmm.
the way we grew up. But
Hmm.
no, it's combines who own these farms.
Yes.
And they're usually foreign combines.
Hmm.
So you're running the workers away, and even though they have a path back, but they have to, come legally through. The owners have to sign that they are going to stay for 3 months or whatever the duration is,
Hmm.
and they have to let them go. After that, these are people without the visas or just have that particular work type visa going
Yes.
on. But yeah, it goes up every day. Actually, does.
Uh-huh. Every day something is going up. Yes. All right. That was wonderful.
Pastor Shirley, number one for
Okay.
you.
All right. The Mavericks, they announced they have a new uniform, and
Yes, they
for
do.
25-26 season. And they said that I was uh, looking and I was checking them out, but they said there's what's it, the green with
Yes,
the
they've
white letters.
gone
That's
back to the original
the
color.
and I
Yeah,
like them. They look okay.
yeah,
So
I did too.
whether I like them or not, they're still gonna wear them on that.
Well, I'm pretty sure they have a focus. Let's hope they have a focus committee
Right.
that actually goes through and say this one is really better than the other one. But when I saw your question, I thought, oh yeah, they do, and they've gone back to the green with the
Hmm.
navy stripes and the white stripes and
Hmm.
the word Dallas in the front, and they changed the font in the back. They call them the
Uh-huh.
hardwood classics
Hmm.
because they go it's sort of a throwback situation.
Yes.
The shorts yeah, I like that. Um, they
Yes.
were the second year uniforms. The first year the
Hmm.
Mavericks formed, and they've gone back to that second year. I did not realize they were 54 years old, but
Wow.
interestingly enough, but
54.
I like it. I
Yes.
really like
Yes.
I like it.
They made a change.
Yeah, that change has come.
Ma'am.
Change has come.
All
Uh,
right.
okay, Pastor Shirley. My next question has to do with J.D. Vance's comments. Well, do you agree or disagree with the comments made by J.D. Vance regarding the young Republicans whose group chat information was leaked with all of the racial slurs and the like? Do you agree with what he said?
Remind me.
He said that we shouldn't be ruining the lives of these young people who say stupid things at times, you know. But he said, one said, I love Hitler. The other one said, black people or monkeys and they're watermelon people. Another one said, no, I love Hitler's situation. And another one was they just really based racist. And we
Yes.
had an interview, a podcaster who was interviewed on Chris Hayes, live with Chris Hayes, and he said, "Does he realize that his wife is in India, an Indian from India, and that his
Right.
children are mixed race children?" And,
Right.
and then he said at one point that Trump was Hitler in America. So all of a sudden, all this stuff is being said and leaked. It was a group chat, and these are young Republicans.
Hmm.
But his comments, let's not go off the rails. There's a candidate in Virginia who's a black man who said that his opponent should be shot directly through the eyes. Well, yeah, one political ugliness should not foster another political ugliness.
It
But
should not.
no, and I understand what the podcast is saying. I mean, when you make statements like "let's forgive them," that kind of thing, um, are you thinking about your wife? Are you thinking about your kids? You know, do you agree that he should have said something else, or what he said? Okay.
He should not have upheld what they was doing, but how can you correct someone else when you're the same effectively? And so in his past, and even I'm pretty sure in his present, he said and done worse or more probably. And so we know some of his background that has come out. We don't know all of it, but he should have reprimanded them instead of trying to have people to accept what they say and say, oh, like that. I don't know what he called it, cliche. Boys will be boys, even though I'm pretty sure it
Yes.
wasn't all boys,
Yes.
but you know what? The boys will be boys.
Yes.
So they will be themselves. So,
Mhm.
but he should have. But when a person, when you know who they are, you just expect what they give. And so we wouldn't expect him to say anything else unless someone on the Democratic side would have said something like that.
Well, that was a Democrat candidate in Virginia
Hmm.
who thought about shooting a man in the middle of the head, but he said those comments in anger. But these guys are just chatting among themselves. Now, granted that the Democrat was wrong, and he has apologized. I mean, they did show a video of him apologizing and saying that he spoke in the moment of what is it, the heat of
And
the moment,
hmm
and
hmm
that he wouldn't want. And he was also thinking about his younger constituency, and there are people in the group who are not young folks. Some of them are older, and they
right,
say and do things that let's not always put it on the young folks.
right. But uh, like he said in the heat of the moment, and some of them have said it, and they weren't in the heat; they were just being
That's
themselves.
right. That's
And just
right.
like saying, I could go out and shoot this person and nothing would be done about it, or shoot somebody in the face with a shotgun and things like that.
Yes.
We remember those things that were said too. and
And
and we're not condoning any of that,
no, not
but
at all.
it depends on what foot the shoe is on.
And when Vice President Harris was campaigning, she kept saying in almost every speech, she said, "We don't want to go backwards." And these kind of things that I'm hearing here and reading, those are things that we thought we were well past. You know,
Right.
haven't heard people refer to black people as watermelon eating people, watermelon eating people in a long time. That's old ignorance. That's something somebody must
Yeah.
have heard as a very young child and kept it in the
Right.
memory bank.
But now, us supposedly being the minority and the demand on watermelon production and how they are selling. Now, if we're the minority, how can we be consuming all of those watermelons by ourselves?
Now, I do understand that type of reason. I got that part. I truly did.
Because hey, I'm out of it, but I want some more today. they, they are good, and we are
Well,
not consuming
not all, no, we're not.
the
We're not the
majority
only
of the
person.
watermelons.
No, not at all.
Oh my goodness. But
You
none
know,
of it is good. None of it is good. It just depends on who it's coming from, whether it's good
yeah,
on that side or good on the other side or bad, whichever. We know all about that. We've lived quite a number of years here and we've heard it. Oh my goodness, so much. But like we all of this was underground until it came
yeah,
back during that first campaign of the present one we have now. And
yes.
then all of that stuff started rising from the
Up
ground.
again. Yeah, I
You
like the
came up, and
rise.
so they feel that they can say, and hey, it's been proven here in these last days that they can say whatever they want to and get away with it.
Absolutely,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Doesn't mean it's right, and we know it's not right, but hey, but
It.
it's, oh, excuse me, it's good to know what they're thinking so
I
we
don't
can be
know. I don't
be
know.
at
But
least they're saying it out so we know how they feel. So
yeah,
that means that we can be on guard.
yes.
And
Uh,
when I
uh,
say on guard, that means whatever way we have to protect ourselves and stay out of the way, whatever we have to do to not be a target for that hatred.
because it's there. It's a
Hmm.
it's a basically living, breathing kind of hatred
Hmm.
that's being experienced. These are young folks.
Yes,
They have
ma'am.
not gone through anything.
No.
I mean that they apparently are feeling that they missed out on something.
Yes.
But we have another group of young folks that we have to try and keep contained so they don't
Yes.
respond in kind.
Right.
But what
Right.
bothers me is that this is the Vice President of the United States. He is
Okay.
supposedly a national leader. I'm I think he should have been wise enough, as you said, to sort of check that language. Don't encourage it. According to what is he responded, he's encouraging them to keep on. He should be the one saying don't. You know, I don't understand that kind of reasoning. You know, and you got little people who are going to grow up and read or listen to the audio file of what you just said.
Hmm.
You know, you were angry at this man before he chose you as a vice presidential candidate.
Hmm.
You know, you were angry and hostile, and to call him America's Hitler. You saw something that we didn't see right away, but we all see it now.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
But
sorry.
power causes people to accept things that they would not normally have accepted. But in order to get the power that they are clamoring for, they will change their mind and they will accept so many things because power is a very strong, I don't know what you call it, entity
Yes,
having that power. And that's why so many things are happening that are not favorable to certain people because of the power. People want power. Get me there so I can say this and do this, and they have to do. Power is strong and it depends on how you use it, but it's going to turn around. And people have to realize they will not be the ones who will be wielding the power forever. See, people don't think about that. People don't think about that. Power changes hands.
Yes.
and it goes in the opposite direction. Periodically, nothing stays the same. Everything changes, and it's a cycle. You know
Right.
all about that. It's cycles. Okay, it's their time. I I watched. I have noticed. If you think about it, in the church realm circle, a few years, one congregation will be very popular. Seems
Mm-hmm.
they have it all going, really well. The people are just get going to their church and they're excited about it. Then it changes, it shifts to
Yeah. And
another
then,
church.
yeah.
And then they are the ones that have all the people, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
People,
Yes, I do.
yes, ma'am. And it goes, and so that's how, that's how this power does. It doesn't stay in the same place. And the thing about it is nobody knows when the power is going to shift. They don't understand. They need to be very, very careful. Anybody that's wielding power and it is against it's wrong. I'll say it like that. They have to really, 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 they ought to really think about what they're doing. But people live in the moment. And if I can get this done now, that's all I'm striving for, to accomplish the goals that I have set for myself.
And I think we're looking at a situation now where we don't have a goal line or a benchmark. I want to see how far I
I
can
can
go
go. Yes, ma'am. That's
before
it.
before I'm stopped. For
Mm-hmm.
instance, today, not changing the subject, but John Bolton was just indicted, a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
worked for the gentleman who's in office now, but he got on that list. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to use words like bad list, because
Mm-hmm.
I hate the little three letters,
Yeah.
the descriptors. But he's on the list, and he was just indicted. And even looking at it, the lawyers, except for the ones who work for um, the person in power, are
Mm-hmm.
telling you you don't have a case, but we're going to do it because that's what you want done.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and I thought to myself, well, you knew who he was when you put him in your cabinet. You knew he would
Exactly.
not agree with any of the things. Um, was Anthony was Scaramucci, who was his communications director,
Oh, yes.
and he used the phrase in an article a week ago, a couple of weeks ago. He said that he doesn't recognize this person who's in there now because he seems to be drugged out on power. So he's
That's
got
it.
this power that he always wanted, but he didn't know
Mm-hmm.
he had it. And now that he has it, and he has no one around him to say, stop, no, don't do that. You have only those who are saying, clap, 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 go ahead, we'll be with
Mm-hmm.
you. We're going to stand at the gate and defend you. No.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying there are cracks in this mega organization. They're beginning to show through because the younger
Mm-hmm.
people are saying that's not what you said, or if that was what you said, and the middle agers are saying, I didn't think we were going to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we get, all of us are sitting holding our breaths to see what our insurance premiums are going to be after November, well,
Mm-hmm.
actually, January 2026.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the women were out a couple of months ago talking about, well, what are you going to do about IVF? Well, guess what? He had introduced what he's going to do about IVF
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. Yeah. Well, the insurance companies are not going to cover it, but he's going to sign an executive order and do some things like that. But it's still not going to be covered. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
said I'd do something. I did something, but that something isn't what you wanted or what you thought I would do. So I think this will be the last time people won't have a complete understanding of
Mm-hmm.
what they're going to demand that you go all the way to the end of the sentence, so we'll all know and not be surprised. Do you remember when they were doing the debate by President Harris and the current president, and they
Uh-huh.
asked about insurance? You remember? There was no plan given. That was the only question. There wasn't a plan or anything given. We're working on it. Now,
Oh,
now we understand why he didn't give it, because the deal with the insurance companies that was already made. You know, we're sitting here thinking they're gonna do it. It was made in the favor of the current administration.
yes, and we know that in anything that has President Obama's anything that's
Oh,
connected to him,
oh,
they want to cut it out and destroy it. And so, and that leads up to another one of I'm talking about the shutdown. That
yes.
is one of the major reasons for the stalemate is because the Democrats are saying, no, we're going to fix this now. The Republicans are saying, well, we were going to look at that in November or December. We just want to go ahead and get this passed, and they won't do that. And the Democrats are saying, are you serious? Do you think we're that naive?
That's true.
And
Look,
so, I mean, they're not going for it. And I want them to hold out. And as our congresswoman was saying, they are holding out. We had our meeting, I think it was Wednesday, our telephone conference, and it was really a good. She's very informative. She keeps us up to date and everything. And they have no intention of giving in, no intentions of giving in. They have to hang in there for us. They have to, because we know that if they go ahead and give in, it's over.
hmm,
It's over for the insurance, you know,
but we
ex-
can't believe it's coming from the other side, because
right.
just as I was saying, they're saying one way, but they're interpreting it totally different from
Mhm.
what we a normal person would interpret it. You
Right.
know, it's just like the CDC. They had to bring back all those well, at least 10 members of the CDC.
Hmm.
Here we are almost into our season of colds and flus, etc.,
Hmm.
and viruses and all kinds of things going bad.
Yes.
And you don't have anybody in there who knows anything about anything.
Right.
Yeah. You have removed the level of knowledge. You've
Right.
removed those persons who had the knowledge, you know. And there's a
Right.
reason for having elders in the Bible. There's a reason for having elders, elder persons,
Right.
um, in any endeavor we try to make.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yes, ma'am.
we have to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm sorry.
And so,
Okay.
17 days. Today is the 17th day. The longest time is 35 days. And they say there's some confusion. Some people say 38, but it's
Mhm.
definitely 35 days it was shut down, and that was the longest. And this
And
is
that
the
was in
third, the third,
2018.
and 29 into 2019. Yeah, December to January. And
Mhm.
then this one is the third longest as of today. So we're just hanging in here by the grace of God, and we're still eating, and we're still sleeping, and we're still riding, and we're still, hey, God is yet good to us. And for all of the people who are having difficult times right now, we're with you, we're praying with you and for you, and just hang on in there. Hang in there. A break is coming sooner than we can think, but it's coming. So just hang in there. A change has got to come.
Mm. And
Oh yes.
to add to what you're saying, and I agree with it totally. You see, God has made a way for these natural disasters that come to us. I was looking at the video of Alaska
Mm-hmm.
this morning, where just the tail end of that tsunami is causing all of that flooding.
Mm-hmm.
Alaska is very spread out. It's not all in one place. It's the villages are not close together, but
Mm-hmm.
for those of us who believe, we know that these people will be rescued. We know that they're going to be taken to a safe place, even though FEMA, as it used to exist, doesn't exist that way
Not that
anymore.
way anymore. No.
But we tore it up, but we
Hmm.
haven't taken the time to put it back together again. But
No.
we're not waiting for him to do that, because the Lord is going to take care of that. And that's why we know that change is going to come. We know for a
Hmm.
fact it's going to come.
Hmm. I just thought of Humpty Dumpty.
Oh,
Sat
to
on
you,
the
Lord.
wall. Humpty
Oh,
Dumpty
okay.
had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again.
That's
And
that.
so some things won't come back like they were. Some things will come back better.
Yes, and
Yes, ma'am.
but we have to keep believing that, and we
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
go around sitting down with our heads going, "Woe is me, woe is me." You're gonna
Right.
have to have some kind of action. Some
Hmm.
kind of action has to occur in order for, you know, things to get a lot better.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Well, that.
Because
Oh,
there, yes. Go,
go ahead.
excuse me, ma'am, please.
No, no. Go ahead.
I want you to finish
No,
yours.
no, no, no.
Okay. But I was just thinking there are good things are happening in the midst of all of this negativity. But the negativity is overshadowing
The
the
good.
positive. Yes. And but there are many good things that are happening. And then, like you said, coming out of disaster, some disaster brings about blessings.
Yes.
It
Yes.
does. And I am a living witness. I will tell it in a few days, but I have to keep it to myself. Oh, yes. I have to keep it to myself right now. But God is working in our favor in the midst, MIDST, of all the turmoil, all the negativity. Positivity is in there. And if you feel for it, you can touch it because it's there. And I want everybody to be encouraged. Be encouraged. Don't give up. Don't give up. Like Dr. Mack is encouraging you. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's already better. You just have to believe it and receive it and keep that frame of mind, because what it is, the negativity is the flavor of the month, and they want to keep people in fear and think that that will keep people loyal and they will accept all of this negativity that's going on, but you don't have to accept it. That's why, God gave us the ability to think. We can think things in our mind that nobody will ever know we're thinking. And that positivity, you can be sitting in front of a negative person, they're just shouting in your face negativity, and your mind can be positive, thinking positive all the while. So, being a human being is absolutely amazing, is awesome. We are, oh my goodness, we are well put together by the grace of God. He put us together. Oh, yes, He did. Mind, body, spirit, soul, we are together. We're resilient and we can handle things that we never thought we could have handled until we came out of it.
Well, I love the lines of the old spiritual. How I got
Got
over,
over. Oh, yes.
I got over. My soul looks back and wonder how I got over.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
I sing that in my head an awful lot.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
But then
ma'am.
I think about situations where basically I shouldn't have even been in, but I was brought out of it. So divine providence, when my
Hmm.
time needed, I had something else to do. Hopefully, give of my belief to someone else. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes,
well,
ma'am. Oh, yes. This is
let's talk
good.
about our governor. Let's go with our governor. The mid
Okay.
the midterms are coming in a few months, and the election for the primary is usually determined by March. Do you have a question that you would like to have any of the candidates answer that is general and that would help others?
Hmm. Okay. My question would be, would you update us on the how this is playing out in the courts, and do you have any hope that the redistricting will not take effect before the election?
Wow, heavy question. Absolutely heavy question. Because when they proposed the redistricting, the drawing of the new lines, they did it with a purpose in mind of changing the number of House seats, adding to the number of the Republican count. Um, that would be a wonderful question to ask both, well, all three,
Mm-hmm.
the Democrats, the Republican, Independents, and I put
Mm-hmm.
anything else under Independents. That, you know, how do you think this is going to play out?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the last thing this week from the court, and that our court is down in San Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
said that they're sort of really taking their time. I know many people thought they would just rubber stamp it and it would
Mm-hmm.
just be done. It's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually asking questions. I think because they don't want it to be turned over or sent
Mm-hmm.
to another, next level court. But you know
Right.
it's going to wind up in the Supreme Court,
Supreme Court.
and
Yes.
which has not been good for us at all.
Mm-hmm.
None of the rulings really. But
Right.
yeah, that's a heavy question.
And just
But
like they're dealing with Louisiana now,
yes,
trying to take all of the rights, voting rights away from the people, the mass majority. Yes, ma'am.
it it too will pass, as we like to say.
Oh, yeah. So, what do
But
you think?
do you we have four people running. Really, is it four or five people running for governor? The first lady entered the race this week, Gina
Okay.
Hinojosa. Um,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Gina Hinojosa. And my question would be, um, will there be a forum where all of these persons will be present because they're not all of the same party? Will there
Right.
be what is it, a debate situation or just an
Hmm.
open forum? And
Right.
because I think the citizens of Texas deserve that. They
Right.
need to know who's running, and because we all know that the one who's in there now is more than likely the one who will be reelected because he is a follower of, where it's the trickle down kind of thing.
Yes.
But will there be in Texas that kind of farm? Will we know? Because we're not only doing the governor, the lieutenant governor, one of the two senators, we're doing the representatives, we're doing judges, we're doing even on the local level. There's so much involved in this
Yes.
election that's coming up, but these midterms are truly important.
Right.
They really are now. I know they may not have been, but they really are now because they have always been designed to predict the future, but
Yes.
even more
I
so now.
believe that.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to keep stressing, the midterms, because most people think that the presidential election
It's
is the
not
most important, but this determines,
that.
right. And so we need to get on the ball.
And as I used to say, you must wake up and pay attention now.
That's right.
Now, now.
Right, right.
Followed by the phrase, there will be a test on this next week. Well, and pay attention now.
Oh, pay attention.
I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
But I would ask that same question, regarding the transparency.
Uh-huh.
Who are you? What are you promising to do?
Right,
And as Pastor Claudine used to say, remember that when you get up there, that is what you're there for,
right,
to represent the people, and
right.
not yourself, and not yourself.
And that's what our Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett said the other night. She said, I am for you. I am working for you. That's what you put me in here for. And she said she's working for us. And I believe her. She's focused. She's focused on us. Yes, ma'am.
That was a I think your question is next.
Okay, the Argentina. What is going on in Argentina? We just, well, because hey, I was telling someone, I said, I know what was it? Was it 20 billion? I have the thing.
Oh, oh, they've already given that much,
And I
and
said,
they're about to give another.
right. So we've bought this land. So I'm going to claim mine too. So while all these billionaires are over there, I'm going to go over there too. I'm going to take my golf balls and my bag and everything. I bought this too. That was my money you gave too. Even though some of them are given privately, well, uh, they're
Yeah.
giving, but they're buying a country
Yes.
for their leisure. And he said that he this man has to win, and this is a far right president, and said if he doesn't win, then hey, it doesn't matter, but he's got to win.
I know that. Got to win.
Hmm.
My thing is, if we are having such financial trouble, I thought about this question. I know we walk in each other's heads occasionally, um, but I thought about this. We're having so much trouble now. We're having problems with we're being promised refunds and all that kind of foolishness, whatever they call it. But and we have to fight the narco terrorists. But we have extra money to give to a country. Now, where does the you laid off people and you're continuing the firing and the furloughing? Where did this money come from? Why did you dismantle USA? That's my one thing that's
Hmm.
been dismantled. That I'm like they needed that. They're already having real trouble with HIV and AIDS and God knows what else,
Right.
um, monkeypox and all this foolishness.
Hmm.
Okay, but you dismantle that. But you have money to give other places, just like you have money that yeah, I mean, you those people are probably holding in their pockets and dancing around the room because as soon as they did move that rubble out of Gaza, they'll be right there. You know, Gaza. It ain't about the people. They see they see resources, they see
Exactly.
the money. But where's this money coming from that you have to give to Argentina?
It's been there all the time. And then whatever the focus
But you
is,
ran on that we were gonna not do that kind of thing anymore.
okie dokie. They say when a person shows you who they are, believe them.
Don't look a second time. When you see it the first time, believe it.
Believe.
That's true.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You know how we look at people and try and make them over in our image? Don't do it.
Oh, yes. Okay, Dr. Mac.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still
That's
laughing.
okay.
October is domestic abuse month, domestic violence month. In a recent article, Spizel, um, Spizel financial abuse was highlighted. How do you identify it and how do you correct it?
Identify spousal abuse,
Financial spousal abuse.
financial. Oh, wow.
Financial
It's
spousal abuse.
it's always going to be there for some degree. So the thing that we should do, whatever side of the marriage, whichever spouse is being abused financially, you have to think. You think for yourself. Maybe you go buy groceries. Maybe you pay the bills. If you have any leeway of dealing with the finances, there's always a way to put a little bit here, put a little bit there, and keep everything running smoothly. And so, what we have to do is think and develop a strategy so that we will be covered when we have to make a move that's going to be positive for us. So, they have to think about it, they have to be strategic and stick to the plan. and you have to be wise in doing it. And like they say, the cliche, don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Sometimes we can get so soft. It depends on what the environment is or what the atmosphere is, and we'll say, "Oh, well, I could just let him know." In my perspective of man, I could just say this to him or whatever. Well, I've been saving this and stuff. We get soft sometimes. You can't afford to do that now. You can't afford to do that. Keep keep it together and make plans and stick to them.
I mean, I couldn't have said it better. Because financial abuse is one of those that's not, unless you're in the situation, you don't, and you're not going to tell anyone because you feel badly that you're in that situation.
Hmm.
And that example of going shopping, or being responsible for all of the bills, because that usually falls on the one that is being abused, male
Hmm.
or female. um, you know, know it, identify it, call it what it is. You know,
Hmm.
you have no more money than, well, the person thinks that you don't have that money, so you can't leave. Because here's the thing, well, how you gonna take care of yourself?
Hmm.
Who's gonna take care of you? you
Hmm.
know you ain't working, or I'll give you this much, you can't, and you don't get enough to do what you need to do, so you can't go out and buy anything, so you stay home because you don't have anything new to wear. So you have identified that situation, and then, as you said, make a plan,
Hmm.
strategize. You
Hmm.
know what? We talked about domestic abuse with the police and with other people. We always say you got that to go bag.
Hmm.
Remember in the to go bag, you got the vital pieces that you need, you
Hmm.
got the prescriptions that you need, you know, and you got, just basic stuff. You're not trying to take everything out of the closet because you
But the
can't,
necessary.
the absolute necessary. And you
Hmm.
don't go say, yo, well, if I get mad at you, I'm going in here in the top of the closet. I'm gonna take this to go. But no, you better be quiet. You either hide that bag in the house or you hide it out of the house
Hmm.
with a friend or neighbor or a pastor, whoever.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's your to go bag. So
Hmm.
the financial, that's putting that little bit here, that little pinching off what you can without getting caught.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially if you are in a situation where you don't have money coming in, you
Hmm.
know, and then get the getting when you need to move.
That's right. Clear
Finance,
said, "Get some yonder."
I like to get some yonder. Mine is get the
get,
get,
get to getting it. Get
get
some
the,
yonder.
yeah.
And that's true, and it can be done. And then don't when things get a little heated, well, I got me something saved up,
There you go.
or I got me something saved and I'm gonna leave you, whichever it is being
Yeah. Keep
abused.
keep your mouth
Don't tell,
shut.
right. Even the Bible says that. The one you're lying in the bed with, you don't tell them everything.
Everything. It's, it's so
Right.
bad. And then the other thing, if you have children who are a little older, wherever you put that to go bag, you need to not let them see, because
Hmm.
they love that other part of the family,
Exactly.
and they will tell without meaning to tell, which can cause some real
Mm,
serious
yes.
problems.
Hmm.
But I know we're halfway the month, and we had Indigenous Peoples Week, and we've had the end of
Breast
Hispanic,
cancer.
Hispanic,
There,
yes,
there are
Hispanic,
about 10 things where this month
everything.
is observing.
But
Yes.
the one we need to remember is those persons who are being victimized. I
Hmm.
like to call it domestic violence month,
Hmm.
but it's abusive either way.
Hmm.
But Pastor, you gave them some good advice.
Yes, ma'am.
But financial abuse, folks,
Hmm.
that's the one that can get you.
Hmm.
Because you've become dependent.
Hmm.
Maybe you didn't want to, but it happened.
Hmm. Because they can start out say, well, you don't have to work. And then some say, well, you can be a stay-at-home husband. That is
Yes.
effective too. You can be a stay-at-home husband, or I don't want my wife to work. And
Yes,
then next thing you know, in some cases, there's that financial
abuse.
spousal abuse.
That's right.
You don't have any money, but by golly, from today on, y'all, you're gonna have some money. If you don't save but a dollar or two out of every bill you pay, or every grocery what is it, bill, whatever they call it, a bill. They used to call it grocery bill,
Yeah,
didn't they?
yeah.
Gotta
They
save
still do.
save some of that money. And like Dr. McCollister said, put it where you can get your hands on it. You might have to tape it or clip it to the underside of the porch if you have, one of those open under there. There's a way.
But there's a will, there's a
Yes,
way.
ma'am. And by golly, if you have children, you have to, when you make that plan, you make a plan for those children too, because if children are left
Yes.
behind, many
Don't leave them.
times they are
Don't
the
leave them.
brunt of that abuse.
Then it becomes physical,
Yes, ma'am.
or it becomes sexual,
Y-
or it becomes another type of abuse.
Right.
You know, you're not you're not the only one involved in this abuse situation.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's a
And
terrible
be careful
thing.
who you tell.
Oh, yes.
Be very careful who you tell your plans to,
Well,
and don't let your financial abuse situation become the subject of gossip.
right.
Because
Exactly.
that's not helping you either. It makes you feel good for a minute, but you still don't have any money if you haven't
Right.
saved any.
Bobby Womack said in anime, or did he call it anime? Say, how do you know she's not trying to get next to me? And
Oh,
his woman is telling all her stuff to the
Annie
friend,
Mae.
and the
Hmm.
friend is letting him know. He knows what's going on, and so many times that's what happens. We think a person is all for us, but sometimes those people are telling what we tell. You just have to use wisdom, and sometimes you can't afford to tell anybody what you're doing,
Anybody.
not
Any-
even the children, but always make arrangements. So if you have to have the children off somewhere, playing at somebody's house or whatever, when it's time for you to make your break, make those arrangements. You can do it. Like
Yeah.
they said, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and this. I mean, we usually only talk about this during October, and that's a fallacy. We should correct it and let it be a topic that women or men feel like talking
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
every day of the week,
Right.
because unless you're living in that house, sleeping under that bed, you don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Things look pretty on the outside, but they could be
They
rotten at the
they could
core.
be terrible, terrible. And there is a sign. Just maybe a couple of weeks ago, a woman was saved. Was it in a store when she gave a sign that she was in trouble?
Yeah,
They have
I saw
a
that.
hand sign. Cleesta knows that sign. I should know it. I need to practice it so I can, show it to people too. But we've talked about this several times, and there's a sign where people can know that you're in trouble or whatever. So anyway, just use your wisdom and be cautious, and you can get out of it. You can get out of it.
And please don't forget to pray.
Oh,
Continue to pray,
that's new.
because
Yeah.
remember the words of the song, God makes a way out of no way.
Oh, yes.
And you don't have to understand it. You don't have to understand who the outsider is,
Mm-hmm.
or the one who's coming to offer your assistance.
Right.
But do keep your mouth shut
Mm-hmm.
and do plan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you, plan. You can't just start going now with nothing.
One like,
You know,
yeah, that's so true, Dr. Matt. So true.
no, no, you were saying one lady.
Oh, yes. A friend of mine, she left her house in her nightgown and no shoes. She got out of there, and then someone along came along and helped her. She said she finally was able to get an apartment, didn't have any furniture or anything, and then finally someone came, assistance, and so she was able to
Mhm.
rebuild her life. But she left no shoes in her nightgown.
It's desperate. That is desperate. But it happens every
Yes,
day,
ma'am.
you know. But as someone, no, when we had real church going on a few years ago, there were sisters in the church, or uh, but, on the street,
Hmm.
several people went to the same church.
Yes,
So there was someone who could notice a change. But we
exactly.
don't necessarily do that anymore.
Hmm.
We don't have to. We can sit at home and do the internet, church services. But just be aware,
Right.
and try to be cognizant of it
Yes.
and offer help. But also know when you offer help, you can also be in danger.
Right.
You can put yourself in danger trying to
Mhm.
help someone
Yes, that's why
else.
you have to be wise. And there's the
Yes.
scriptures that say, "Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves." So
Right.
you have to be wise. You have to be cunning in many situations. You just
Mhm.
have to be careful. Careful.
Be careful.
Be
And
careful.
don't forget, it's not just for this month.
It's
It's for
forever.
every day.
Yes, every day, because it's happening every day. Not only the financial, but we're talking about all of it right now. Uh
Yes,
huh.
yes.
So anyway, all right, Dr. Mack, we only
That
have
was
a
my
minute left. It was worth it. It was worth it. Yes,
okay.
ma'am. But I'm just so delighted that we're on the show together, and I know people are being helped, and I really enjoy uh, the webcast myself, being a part of it. I really do, and then us being together on this webcast, and one day probably uh, Evangelist Collins Claudine will be back with us. Okay, that's Alexa telling me it's time to sign off. Can you hear her?
Yes, I
Here's
can.
your reminder. Everybody, we love you so much and we thank you for being here. Dr. Mack, would you close us out, please?
Okay, please join us on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. for the webcast from the Biblical Files of Dr. Matt. We are coming from First Samuel, the book of First Samuel this week. We'll be looking at Hannah,
Okay.
and we'll be looking at an unnamed Ethiopian, a black man, who helped Brother King David out.
All
And you
right.
probably read it and didn't know that he was a black man.
Oh,
But do join us. And please, as you travel and as you go through your day, just remember God sits high and he looks low. And he's always on his throne. And these political situations, these social situations, these financial situations, they're all in his hands.
all in
All
his
you have to
hands.
do is believe.
Ooh,
Pastor Shirley?
wonderful. Tonight, oh no, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, 7:39 p.m. on Saturdays, 7 a.m. on Sundays, 1 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, and 7 a.m. supposedly, but it's in the morning prayer. 5 minutes of prayer on Monday morning. We love you, everyone. And I think yesterday I talked to myself during my webcast because when I looked and I was getting ready to close it out, it was already saying go live. So I think I talked to myself a whole hour almost yesterday, but I will make it up, everybody, on Point of View. I love you, Dr. Mack, and love you, everybody. And may the Lord continue to be with you. And He is, remember this, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That means He's better than good.